Normalization in DBMS. Normalization is a process of organizing the data in database to avoid data redundancy, insertion anomaly, update anomaly, and deletion anomaly. Normalization, why we use normalization? It is for reduce data redundancy. මතකද what is the data redundancy? Data redundancy කියලා කිව්වේ data duplication. The, if the same data is inserted in more than one place, it is called data redundancy. Data redundancy is the data duplication. That means if the data is stored in more than one place, it is called data redundancy. Then insertion anomaly, update anomaly, and deletion anomaly. Let's discuss it with the example. Here, සද්දයක් එනවද? සෝගාන සද්ද එනවනේ. In this table, you can see employee ID, employee name, employee address, and department. Here, ID, employee ID. This is an employee table. It has employee details. So employee ID, name, address, and department. Here, let's see what are the anomalies here. What is insert anomaly? There are three types of anomalies that occur when the database is not normalized. There are insertion, update, and deletion anomaly. Let's take an example. Suppose a manufacturer company stores the employee details in a table named employee that has 4 attributes. So what are the attributes you can see? Shall we speak? Nilka, shall we උත්තර දෙමද?
Yes, miss.
පේනවද ඔයාට?
Oh, yes, miss.
Employee ID,
Employee name, employee address, and employee department.
Yeah. At some point of timetable looks like this. Above table is not normalized. We will see problems that we face within table in not normalized. Update anomaly. In the table above, we have 2 rows for employee Rick, as he belongs to 2 departments. If we want to update the address of the Rick, we have to update the same in 2 rows, or the data will become inconsistent. If somehow the correct address gets updated in one department but not in other, as per database, we could be having 2 different addresses, which is not correct and would lead to inconsistent data. Here, in the example, here the Rick Rick is in 2 departments. So if the address is changed of Rick, we have to update in 2 places. If mistakenly I updated only one place, the address will be inconsistent. Only the one place. As example, if Rick address is changed to Mumbai, we have only changed one place. Then the in one row it is Mumbai, the other row it is Delhi. So it is inconsistent. So there's an update anomaly. It is update anomaly. Let's move to the second point. Insert anomaly. Suppose a new employee joins the company who is under training and currently not assigned to any department. Then he would not be able to insert the data into table employee department if doesn't allow nulls. Suppose there's a student, new employee is inserted, but he doesn't assign to a department yet. Here, so the department field become null. So it is it insert anomaly. So if one field is null, it is an anomaly. So it insert anomaly. The deletion anomaly. Suppose if at a point of time the company closes the department, then deleting the rows that are having employee department as D890 would also delete the information of employee Maggie, since she is assigned only to this department. As example, here the deletion anomaly. Department, this department. If as a practical issue, if a department can be closed in a company. So here, if D890 closes, what happens? If we have to remove this entry. If we remove this entry, the one this employee Maggie's information also will be deleted. So it is, it is not the correct way. If the student is if the employee is deleted while a department is closed, it is not the correct thing. So it is a deletion anomaly. So we have to overcome this problem. We have to normalize the table. තේරුණාද මෙතෙන්ට වෙනකන්? Did you understand? මේ හරියට තේරුණාද?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
හරි. To overcome these anomalies, we need to normalize the data. In the next section, we will discuss. The first one is there are many steps to normalize. Today we are concentrating on first normal form, second normal form, and third normal form. The first normal form. Why we use first normal form? Let's see the table. First normal form, employee ID, name, address, and mobile. Here you can see there are two mobile numbers. There are two mobile numbers to John. So this is not the way. This is incorrect table. We can't if a record has more than one attribute. If there are more than one numbers, we can't search it. So in the database we are using search data, and for analyze the data it is easy when we using RDBMS. But if there are more than one number. This is not the way. We can't search doing things by a attribute name if there are more than one fields in a one column like this. So we have to separate these two numbers. We have to keep these numbers in two rows. In the first normal form, what we do, as per rule of the first normal form, an attribute of a table cannot hold multiple values. As per the rule of the first normal form, in the first normal form, the law is cannot hold multiple values. An attribute of a table cannot hold multiple values. It should hold only atomic value. It should hold only atomic value. So suppose a company wants to store name and contact details of its employees. It's create a table that look like this. Two employees are having two mobile numbers. So the company stored them in the same field as you can see in the above table. This table is not in first normal form. As the rule says, each attribute of a table must have atomic values. So here we need to normalize this into, this is not in normal form, first normal form. So we have to this table is not in first normal form. As the rule says, each attribute of a table must have atomic values. To make the table 1FF, what we should do? Here, what we have to done, what we have to do is, here you can see we have entered in two rows. This is the first normal form. You can see that here is the duplication, but to overcome the first normal form, to come into the first normal form, we have to enter these two multiple values in two rows. This is the first normal form. First normal form, here we have to add into two rows. Here also you can see there are two, as the lister has two mobile numbers, we have to enter it in two rows. So to overcome the problem of multi-values, we have to come into first normal form. This is the first normal form table. Employee ID, employee name, employee address, and employee mobile. So this is the first normal form. But the problem is not solved the data duplication. Here you can see the data is duplicate. So we have to move to the next steps. The second normal form. Second normal form. A table, let's make it bigger. A table is said to be in second normal form if both the following conditions hold. To be a second normal form, the table should be in first 1NF, first normal form. No non-prime attribute is depend on the proper subset of any candidate key of table. The candidate key another field can be identify a record uniquely. You know the primary key. What is primary key? Primary key is the field that identify a record uniquely. Primary key is used to identify a record uniquely. If there is more than one field which can be identify a record uniquely, it is called candidate key. If more than one key, one attribute to identify a record uniquely, it is become a candidate key. There are candidate keys. From a candidate key, most suitable key we use as the primary key. To become a second normal form, here I am reading this. No non-prime attribute is depend on the proper subset of any candidate key of table. Let's look at the example. An attribute that is not part of any candidate key is known as non-prime attribute. If an attribute is not a part of any candidate key, it is known as non-prime attribute. Here the table teacher ID, subject, teacher age. Teacher ID, subject, teacher age. Here you can see the age is repeated. The same teacher is doing maths and physics. The same teacher is doing physics and chemistry. Suppose a school wants to store the data of teacher. Suppose a school wants to store the data of teachers and the subject they teach. They create a table that look like this. Since a teacher can teach more than one subject, the table can have multiple rows. Teach ID and subject. As this is unique, they have selected as a candidate key. Non-prime attribute is teacher's age. Here, as you see, you can see that here the teacher's table, teacher's details, and also the subject table, subject details. Here the teacher details and the subject details in the one table. So it is incorrect. The table is in first normal form because each attribute has atomic value. However, it is not in second normal form because non-prime attribute teacher age is depend on teacher ID. Teacher age is depend on teacher ID along with is a proper subset of candidate key. Candidate key, here age is not a candidate key, but it is depend. So this violates the rule of second normal form. As this rule says, no non-prime attribute is dependent on the proper subset of any candidate key of table. Here there should not be a non-prime attribute like teacher A in a subset of candidate key. But let's see the example. How we can normalize this? Here we have to break into two. As you know, the teacher detail should be in one table and the subject detail should be in another table. It is refers with the teacher ID. Here, teacher details, teacher ID, and teacher age. Teacher ID and teacher age, those are the personal details. So it should be kept in one table. And the second thing is the relationship with the table, the subject. The relationship with the subject should be divided into another table. It is teacher ID and subject. So here you can see teacher ID and the subject she teaches. Teacher ID and the subject. Teacher ID and the subject is physics. Here teacher ID and the subject 333, the subject is physics. The 333, the subject is chemistry. Likewise, in the second normal form, we need to divide the table into the first normal form table into two according to their information. So teacher details table and the teacher subject table. Can you understand? Milka, Upeka.
Yeah, Miss.
කොහොමද අවුලක් නැද්ද? තව එක third normal form වෙනකම් විතරක් කරමු නේද? එකපාරට නැත්නම් මේක එතකොට මේ example එකත් එක්ක තව examples බලලා අපි තව ටිකක් කරමු ඊළඟ දවසේ. Here we have divided this second normal form. We can see these two tables. The third normal form. Third normal form. A table design is said to be in third normal form if both following conditions hold. The table must be in second normal form and in third normal form. We have to remove transitive functional dependency. In third normal form, we are removing transitive functional dependency. As for the point of the second normal form, we are second normal form 2NF. We remove partial functional dependency. In the second normal form, we are removing partial. In second normal form, we are removing partial functional dependency. In the third normal form, we have to remove transitive functional dependency. A table design is said to be in third normal form. Let's make it. A table design is said to be in third normal form if both the following conditions hold. Table must be in second normal form and the transitive functional dependency of non-prime attribute on any super key should be removed. Transitive functional dependency on non-prime attribute of any super key should be removed. And an attribute that is not part of any candidate key is known as non-prime attribute. An attribute that is not part of any candidate key is known as non-prime attribute. In other words, third normal form can be explained like this. A table is in third normal form if it is in second normal form and for each functional dependency x relate with y, at least one of the following conditions hold. X is a super key and y is a prime attribute. As attributes that is a part of one of the candidate key is known as prime attribute. If the attribute is part of the candidate key එකේ කොටසක් නම් අපි ඒකට කියන්නේ ඒකට කියන prime attribute එක. Candidate keys වලින් එක කොටසක් වෙනවා නම් අපි ඒකට කියනවා prime attribute එකක් කියලා. ඒකට let's බලමු example එකෙන් තේරෙනවද කියලා. Suppose a company want to store a complete address and they create a table named employee detail. Here employee ID, name, and the seat, and the employee state and city and the district. Here we have to keep the full address with the employee seat, state, city and district. Here super keys. Here super keys, one is employee ID, other one is employee ID and the name, and employee ID, name and the seat. Here employee state and the 9 candidate keys employee ID, all attributes except employee ID are non-prime as they are not part of any candidate key. As they are not part of and candidate key, the other attributes other than the employee ID are non-prime attributes. Here these state, city, district, they are depend on seat. So here we can divide this table into, we have to break the table into two. Employee table, employee ID, name and seat. It is become one fields of a table, employee ID, employee name and seat. Then employee seat table, it has the address detail. Employee seat, employee state, city and the employee district. Here we, according to the details, we can separate into two tables. here you can see employee table has only employee ID, name and seat. And for the another table, we take into another table employee employee state, city and district. So likewise, we can divide it into two tables. මේක උපේක කොහොමද තාච්ච තේරුණාද? අපි තව එක්සාම්පල් එකක් මම එවන්නම්. තව එක්සාම්පල් එකක් මම එවන්නම් WhatsApp එකේ. ඒකත් බලලා මේ පොඩ්ඩක් ආයිසරයක් කියව ගන්න. එතකොට තේරෙයි නේද?
ඔව් මිස් හරි.
ඔව් නේද?